Hello, my dear children. Greetings from Indus Valley Public School, Rat. Welcome to your English class where we will be doing a topic, or you can say a poem from your book Honeydew. And the name of the poem is The Ant and the Cricket. It's taken from Aesop's Fable. Children, now you have come across with a new word, that is fable. What do you mean by fable? Children, fable is a form of story that is presented in poem. Here we can say animals. We take animals as a character and they behave like a human and they will give us a message. Okay? So there is a saying, means God says, share your joys and riches with those who are in need, but not with them who while away their time, who are lazy and lead an idle life. So dear children, in this fable, in this poem, we will find two characters. Let's see. So what kind of character? Cricket. Cricket, it's not your bat and ball wala cricket, it's an insect who is silly, that does not care about future and keeps the summer season rather than collecting food or making a shelter for itself. Second character is your ant. The ant is wise and meticulous, that means hardworking. Instead of wasting time, they gather food for themselves and make shelter for future. Children, shelter means shelter, means having some collection for the future time. Okay, so now here comes with the poem. So a silly young cricket accustomed to sing. So now here it is a description of a cricket. So what adjective is used for cricket? Silly, okay, young. So now this silly young cricket, he is accustomed to sing. That means he is used to sing. Means he is having a habit to sing. Okay. Through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring. So whenever the spring season is there or whenever the summer season is there, means when the season is in the favor of cricket, तो जब आप उसका सीजन क्रिकेट के फेवर में होता है तो he used to sing every time. Began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So now what happened? He's complaining. Means whenever the season was favorable, so he was singing at that point of time. But as soon as winter arrived and his cupboard was empty, so he started complaining. When he complained, when he found that his cupboard was empty, and when it was empty, when winter arrived. What happened now? Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. So now what happened? Here, because of winter, it is very cold, everywhere ice is there, so he is not able to find what? Not a crumb, not a piece of anything, because whole ground is covered with snow, so no plants were there, no insects, whatever he can eat. Not a flower could he see, no flowers were there because of ice, everywhere ice was there, everything was covered with ice. And not a leaf on the tree, so no flower, no leaf, nothing was there. So he is in trouble because he's not having anything to eat. Now what he is saying, oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? So now cricket is saying what will happen to him, because nothing is there to eat. He did not save anything when the season was favorable. Now everywhere ice is there and his survival is becoming very difficult. So now he's thinking what will become of him, what he will do, because nothing is there, what he is going to do now, how he is going to survive. Next. At last, by starvation and famine, made bold, all dripping with wet, and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant to see if, to keep him alive, he would grant him shelter from rain and mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. So now what happened? So he's thinking to get some shelter from someone because he is suffering from hunger. So now Cricket had not eaten anything and was starving. That means suffering because lack of food. He was suffering with hunger. It must gather means all hunger, famine. So he has collected the courage and he started seeking help from an ant, miserly ant, who will provide him a mouthful of grain. That means some food, some shelter from the rain because it is cold, it's raining. So he's expecting some kind of help in the form of food as well as in the form of shelter from the ant. So there was famine, that means unavailability of the food. It was cold and raining. So now Cricket, he was shivering, he was wet because he has traveled a long distance in order to come near the ant. Then what he wished? He wished that ant to lend him some food and shelter, and he is promising the ant to repay him back. Means this time he is only asking to give, and whenever he will be having, he will return him next day. Okay, he will return next day whatever he is going to take from the ant. Clear? Fine. Next. So he is saying that if this thing is not given to him from ant, then he is going to die because of cold, because of hunger, because of sorrow, as he did not save anything for this time. I think it's clear to everyone. Okay, children, now coming to the poetic devices. So here what you will find, look into this thing, second paragraph. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. So here you will find anaphora, because repetition of the similar word in the continuing line. So in this line you will find anaphora. Correct? Now next, it is a personification. Why? You will see here he's covered. Line number 3. What it is written? Began to complain when he found. So he is used for person. Okay, and here he is for cricket. It is denoting cricket, and cricket is an animal. So when an animal or any object personify a person, character or sketch, then it becomes personification. So line number 3 is indicating personification. Okay, children, even in the line number 2, you can say sunny month of gay summer and spring. So repetition of S is there, so you can say alliteration is there. Okay, fine. Now here next, moving to the next paragraph. Even in line last you can come from the bottom, second last line and third last line. He wished only to borrow, he would pay tomorrow. So again anaphora is there because repetition of E in the lines, continuous lines. Okay, now moving towards the next stanza of the poem. Says the ant to the cricket, I'm your servant and friend, but we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. So now what they are saying? Ant is telling about their principle. What is the principle of ant? That they never used to borrow anyone, they never used to give anyone. So now ant, after hearing the plea of cricket, so they answer that consider herself to be his cricket servant as well as friend. However, ants never borrow anything from others nor lend anything. Saying this, ant by saying this ant, says the cricket, why he not gather anything when the weather was warm. So this ant, they have mentioned about their principle, and after that what this ant is telling, but tell me dear cricket, did you lay anything by when the weather was warm? Could the cricket know? So now ant is asking, inquiring the cricket, when the weather was favorable, why haven't you saved anything? Did you save anything at that point of time? Did you save anything? So now what happened? What the cricket replied? He said, no. My heart was so light. This is the reply given by cricket. What was the reply? My heart was so light that I sang day and night, for all nature looked gay. So now he's saying, because when the nature was favorable, when the season was favorable, when everything was good, that time I was very happy. My heart was very light. When your heart is light, when you are very happy from inside. So at that point of time, cricket is very happy. So what he used to do full time, day and night, he used to sing. So he sang, and he had already completed his good time. He enjoyed his good time. He said, when everything was favorable, when the nature was very happy, I was also happy, and I had enjoyed my time. So after listening all this thing, what the ant is saying, now see. You sang, sir, you say? Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. So now this ant became angry that if you are not saving for your future, then why you are expecting our help? So that ant became angry, and she said, okay, fine. The way you have spent your summer, similarly you can spend your winter also. Go and sing again. Start singing in the winter season and pass the time in winter also, and move on the winter time also. Thus, ending, he hastily lifted the wicket. So it means ant became angry. He did not complete the conversation and went out. Hastily lifted the wicket, that is quickly ended the conversation and pushed the poor cricket out of the door. And out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folk call this is a fable, and warrant it true. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. So now what happened? So as soon as ant comes to know about the time consumed, favorable time consumed by the cricket in singing, so ant became angry. Without completing the conversation, ant moved out, opened the door and asked cricket to go out of that particular place. Okay, so now here it is said that folk means people, public. Okay, so here in the last 2 lines, poet is saying that folk, that is people, call this story of ant and cricket a fable. Why? It is an untrue story, but it gives a moral. What moral? Whatever we do in the present will reflect in the future. Okay, you enjoy your present, but never deny, never avoid your future. So he thinks that the story is quite true, because there are many cricket with 4 legs, that means animals, as well as with 2. So 2 means they are insects like cricket, but do not care about the future. So, and this 2-legged, you can say it is compared for the human beings, because human beings is having 2 legs who do not care about their future, and they are repentant. That means they feel sorry when time is gone. So there are people, there are human beings who never think about their future. They just live in their present, they enjoy their present, and they never think about future and never save anything for the future. Okay, so this is what explained in last 2 lines. Folk is fable, and here I will warrant it true. Some cricket have 4 legs, and so means fable क्या होता है? स्टोरी होती है. कई बार हमारी स्टोरी फेक भी होती है, ट्रू नहीं होती. जब नाना नानी या दादा दादी स्टोरी सुनाते तो बना के सुनाते, दैट इज फेब. बट हियर व्हाट हैपेंस कि हियर पोएट इज सेइंग दैट आई कैन मेक दिस स्टोरी a true revelation. What true revelation? Because this thing reflects in human beings also. 4 means here is the some cricket have 4 legs, that is the insects gone, because this poem is based on insect, but some have two. So this two is a metaphor used for human being, because there are human beings who behave like cricket, who do not think for the future, who enjoy their present and never save anything for the future. This is what told in the poem. Hope you have understood the poem. Now coming towards the poetic device, some of them I've already explained. Let's go through it. So personification is used in the poem when any animal or object represent any human character. A young silly cricket, he found that his cupboard, he set off, I'm your servant and friend, my heart. He hastily lifted the wicket. These are the examples that it's showing personification. Alliteration, repetition of same letter nearby, like sunny month of gay summer and spring, repetition of S. His cupboard was empty and winter was come, repetition of W. So alliteration is there. Next, anaphora, I already told you, repetition of same word in the continuous following line, that is, not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. And one more example I have explained of anaphora. Last one, that is metaphor, that is direct comparison to a thing or an object. Some cricket have 4 legs and some have 2. So this line is having your metaphor, last line, okay? Because it is a comparison, direct comparison to the human being. So now coming towards the moral of the poem. What is the moral it is given? We should cherish happy moments but should not ignore our future. Careful planning is essential for everyone and it ensures a secure future. Hard work leads to a fruitful life. This is what we have seen in this poem, in this fable. So what is a fable, children? Fable is a story where animal bear the role or bears the character of human beings and give us a moral, give us a message, give us a learning. And what message, what learning we got here? That we should cherish our present moment, we should live happy in the present scenario, but we should not ignore our future. We should always consider our future. We should always think about future. Okay, we should have careful planning for the future. Okay, and lastly, hard work leads to fruitful life. It's very true. Okay, so my dear children, I hope you have understood the poem. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video.